Okay, this is another edition of Aston Originals. My name is Dr. Geoff Parkes. I'm the Program Director for the Aston DBA. This series of Aston Originals on the on our Doctoral Business Administration program discusses the experience of both existing students and also graduates of the DBA program. And I'm pleased to say today we're joined by DBA student Robin Morgenstern, who is in his third year of his DBA studies. And I'm also joined by two of his supervisors, Dr. Andrew Farrell and Dr. Ackfeldt, two of my colleagues from the Marketing and Strategy department here at Aston. Welcome, everybody. Hope you're okay.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so look, if I can kick off, Robin, perhaps just give us a little bit of background as to your career background. You know, before you started to undertake your studies, what was your day-to-day role in organizations? Where were you when you started your studies?
Yes, my brother and I, we have a family business, and we are involved in home textiles mostly. And we sell our own brand. It's the same as my last name. It's Morgenstern. That's the brand name. Okay. And we sell this brand online directly to consumers. But we also have some retail partners who resell our products. Okay. Mostly within Europe and the UK.
Okay. And where are you based, Robin? Where's the business based?
We are in Hamburg, Germany.
Okay. And what was your thinking behind a DBA? What was the sort of, why did you feel now was the right time to undertake a professional doctorate? What was the thinking?
The thinking was I have time now because the children have grown up. Okay. And earlier it wouldn't have been possible because the time with the children was so intense. Okay. And
but go on.
And there was not much spare time or extra time to do this.
Okay. And was it sort of, in terms of, I guess, to start to pursue academic rigor or academic endeavor? Was it something that was always in your mind, or?
Yeah, that's a good question. I was thinking about this for many years. I always felt that I missed studying and I missed university life. Okay. And I always had it in the back of my mind.
Okay. And obviously the Aston DBA, it's an online program. It's been established over 20 years now, I guess. I mean, what was the, why Aston, Robin? I mean, did you do some due diligence beforehand? I mean, what was what led you to Aston?
Yeah, first I started an online search. Okay. So which business schools and universities are offering PhD or DBA programs online? Because for me, this is the only option I have or I had. Yeah. Being in business life, I cannot go to a university and spend time there and make a PhD or DBA there. Okay. So started with a Google search, and then I have a friend. He's professor he's also a business professor, and he recommended 3 universities. And I checked these 3, and I thought, okay, the Aston program is really cut off the edge.
Okay. And so tell us a little bit about the actual topic. I mean, so what was the research question? And I'm sure it's evolved since you started your studies, but I mean, what was the particular problem that you wanted to look at?
Yes. We're doing something about e-commerce because I'm also in e-retail. And we are looking at critical incidents that consumers experience during their electronic customer journey. For example, good things or bad things that happen to them when they are online shopping. Okay. This is very generally the topic. Okay. And we're using content analysis to explore online reviews at the moment.
Okay. And I guess I suppose the question from your perspective as a practitioner, if you can solve this problem, if you can answer this question, what do you think the benefits are for the organization if you can do that?
The benefit for my organization is already there because I'm using the knowledge and the experience I'm gaining already in my company. For example, how to respond to customer complaints.
Okay.
This is one very important thing for us because we take every review about our company or our products very seriously. And this is what I can already use in daily practice.
And that will make the organization more efficient, more,
Definitely.
you can monetize that, I guess, is what I'm saying, Robin.
Yes, you can monetize it because when you use the knowledge you gain to enhance your product or services, eventually you sell more, then you have, again, positive experiences, more positive experience, maybe the rating for your product or your company goes up. The consumer sees, okay, this product has a really good rating, the company has a really good rating, and it enhances the trust the consumer has to your company, and then you sell more.
Excellent. Okay, so look, if I can perhaps now come to Anna and Andrew for a second, because obviously the way that the role of the supervisor, the academic supervisor, is quite critical in any doctoral study, be it a PhD or a DBA. It's this balance between making a practical contribution, but also a contribution to academic practice. And perhaps, Andrew, if I can come to you first. I mean, so what was it about Robin's topic that you thought, yes, this can be something which, from an academic perspective, is of interest? What was it that kind of sparked your interest in it?
I think if you look at the recent marketing literature, so top journals have been investigating the idea of text analysis. So there's more and more what we call big data sets available. A number of companies have these large sets of reviews, but they're not necessarily sure how to process them. There's a lot of information there. So what Robin's been looking at really is techniques that we can use to summarize this information and make it more useful. And that's certainly something that you're seeing in academia at the moment. So it's a very hot topic in terms of academic research. So I think that appealed to Anna and myself as a supervisory team. And then Robin brings the practical side to it, which I wouldn't say marketing research is necessarily lacking practical insight, but it's certainly something that we try to focus on in our work, and having Robin on board with that just makes it that much easier to accomplish.
So there's potential publication opportunities, Andrew, you've identified here, potentially from Robin's work.
Yes, very much so. I think that's one of the things that really drew us to Robin's project, is the possibility for academic publications from the work. And Robin's even said that he's interested in using his work to help others, essentially, because coming from the SME perspective, where maybe the resources aren't there, whereas a larger company might have its own division that does their research on their reviews and feeds back to the company. But what does an SME with perhaps limited resources do? And that's one of the things that Robin has talked about right from the start of his work. He wants to be sharing that with others to try and help them. And so we think the work is publishable, and we also think that it could have quite good impact on the industry.
Excellent. Anna, I know you've done a lot of research into services marketing. I mean, is there anything that you'd like to add to what Andrew said, just from the work you've done with Robin?
Yes, I agree, of course, with what Andrew and Robin have said. But as a former practitioner myself, I've worked over 15 years in service industries settings before I became an academic. Some of the issues that Robin is facing, also non-e-retailers have been facing for a very long time. And they are particularly challenging for small companies to address. And even more so now when we have so many online businesses. So it's a very worthwhile topic, and there seems to have been shortage of interest in addressing this issue in more recent years. And that has made things a little bit noticeable for customers. So if you look at it from a customer experience point of view, it is great to have more insights to address these issues, because it's something that evokes strong emotions in customers when things are not going well from the customer perspective. So it has a very important contribution to make.
And I guess impact, Anna, we talk a lot, don't we, in academic circles now about having research which can make an impact in the real world. And I guess something like Robin's research is something which we can obviously see, can't we, the impact that it could potentially have on his business and the wider sector potentially.
Yes, clearly. And I do believe that even large organizations will benefit from some of the findings from Robin's research.
Oh, okay. Great. Thanks, Anna. Thanks, Andrew. I mean, Robin, if I can come back to you, I mean, in terms of what were perhaps just talk a little bit about you're very experienced practitioner coming into a doctoral program. I mean, what were the big challenges from the outset? I mean, just share with us what your kind of,
I talked to Andrew and Anna about this before, but having the first module, that was the DBK1 module, I was so overwhelmed.
Yeah, just describe a little bit about what that module was and why were you overwhelmed? Go on, give us
This was an introduction into research practices and to scientific work.
Okay.
And it was very much on the knowledge side, creating academic knowledge. And I thought, this is a DBA where we also have to impact the industry or be practical. And so at the beginning, the very first lessons, I thought maybe this is more like a PhD program. But then continuing the modules, I found out it's about an engaged scholarship model that was presented, I think, from Van der Veen. I remember that. And this model is that research should have a practical impact as well as an academic impact. So it must have both. Then I was really back on track again.
You're back on track. Yes. I mean, I think it is. I know when I'm also a DBA graduate, and I think it is that introduction to academic endeavor, Robin, isn't it? That is a bit of it is a little bit of a wake-up call. But I think that, I mean, just from my own experience, I think it's the point about, doing something different. There has to be a contribution, but you're building on other academic work. It's not as if you've got to start anything from scratch. Andrew, I don't know whether you'd want to comment on that, but it's, we haven't got to suddenly invent a cure for, HIV or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Academic endeavor is about building on others' work, isn't it?
Mm. The sense of academic work is not always that groundbreaking. We're changing the way everything is done. A lot of it is actually quite incremental. There's, what is the quote from Isaac Newton or something? If I've progressed, it's because I've been standing on the shoulders of giants. So there's a vast body of literature out there, and often it's about finding your area of contribution. It's not about thinking, how do I change the world? That's a lovely ambition to have, but it rarely happens with the type of research that we do, I think. But it's incremental, and I guess that's something that the students will pick up on. Maybe it's a bit overwhelming at the start because it's a change in the way they've worked previously. If they've had an issue to sort out, they want it done as fast as possible, whereas the academic approach is, if there's an issue to investigate, we investigate it at an appropriate pace, and that's often a slower pace compared to what the practitioners have. So it's possibly getting a little bit out of your comfort zone at the start of the DBA program, but I think with the support and everything of the faculty, I think it works out well in the end. Yeah,
I think that's right. What about, Robin, the the work-life balance. I mean, I know it is. You talked about some things being overwhelming, and I mean, you've obviously got a day job, an important day job. I mean, how did you manage, and how have you managed to kind of keep focused on, on your personal life and your business life, but also maintain the progress on the DBA? How have you? That's a bit of a juggling act, isn't it? And how have you managed that?
Well, you just have to sit down again after work or at the weekend or during your holidays and work.
Yeah.
This is what you have to do. And we were expected to spend at least 10 to 15 extra hours per week for this project. And I think you should plan at least 10 hours a week.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And I know from myself, I mean, I think it was about planning was critical. I ended up being, obsessive it's about time utilization, Robin, isn't it? It's about how you maximize the use of your time really ruthlessly, efficiently, I recall.
Yeah. Yes. And so you get up early in the weekend and then you start studying or reading or reflecting or now analyzing things. And during your holiday also.
Yeah.
And this maybe if you take this seriously, you cannot stop because it's so much fun.
That's good. So, that's interesting.
Sometimes I have to stop myself not to do so much.
Okay.
Because I can see that you can spend all your spare time with this.
Yeah. Anna, would you like to comment maybe just on the support and the interaction with a DBA student like Robin? I mean, as supervisors, how do you manage that interaction? How do you do it?
Well, in Robin's case, it's very easy because Robin is very self-reliant, motivated, and super engaged. So sometimes, like he just referred to himself, maybe pull back a little bit.
Okay.
Because Robin is one of those students that is well ahead of schedule.
Okay.
And that's probably because he has really, it became evident very quickly that the topic caught his interest and initially did a lot of wider reading. So the foundation of the discipline became quite strong very soon.
Right.
By that amount of reading. And then it became easier for Robin to see what area he wanted to go into and really have gone and run with it.
Okay.
So we have regular contact, sometimes by email and sometimes various types of meetings. So it is quite easy when you have a motivated student that is engaged. And we prop up when Robin wants help. And we have very productive discussions when we do meet.
Okay.
And it's fruitful for all parties.
Excellent. Okay, so Robin, maybe just as we start to close this session down, I mean, just give us an idea. So, what have you're in your third year now. So, what's in store to get the job done, Robin? What's your? Give us a flavour for what the closeout plan is. What are you going to do next?
Yeah, we have gathered our data already.
Right.
And now we are at the point where we analyze it, and this will take until fall, I guess.
Okay.
And then we want to validate the findings.
Yeah.
And then beginning of next year, we want to write things up.
Okay.
And hopefully I can make it within the 4-year time period.
It sounds, listening to Anna and Andrew here, that you're absolutely on track with that. So well done. And what about afterwards? So how do you? I mean, we started off by just thinking about how you would leverage it, but I mean, just give us a flavour for, Robin Morgenstern, now a DBA graduate. What's going to be your direction of travel? I mean, in terms of the new skills that you found and the knowledge that you've discovered? How are you going to move forward with it?
Well, as I told you earlier, I'm already using it in my own company.
Okay.
But afterwards, I'm also I'm planning to maybe do some publications or even write a book.
Right. Okay. Are there trade publication type things?
Trade publications.
Okay.
I would do that.
Okay.
And maybe I could write a book about Amazon marketing.
Wow.
And I could use some knowledge, or a lot of knowledge, of course, from this project.
Okay. Brilliant. Look, thank you. Andrew, Anna, have you got anything else you'd like to add? That's been a really useful insight into, a DBA student, how he goes about his studies and his experience at Aston. Anything you'd like to add, Andrew, Anna? Is that okay?
Just maybe one thought from what I have noticed with other students. Robin is a great example because he's driven and motivated, and when you catch that bug, you just roll with it. Some students find it very challenging to start with, and when time pressures and family commitments impede progress, it's easy to lose heart.
Yeah.
But what matters is really resilience, and that you have made up your mind that you want to do this and you stick with it.
Yeah.
If you really want to do this, you cannot give up, because it's perseverance.
Yeah, I can relate to that. Andrew, you got any final comments you'd like to add?
I think I'd just say that if we think of a student like Robin, and he's a fantastic guy to work with. He's got a project that is, I think in his mind, he can clearly see how addressing this problem is going to help his company. He's already using his insights to help improve things. And I think the more we go on in the project, the better it gets there. Mm. So if you've got a topic that it's a burning issue for your organization, I think our role as the supervisory team really is just guidance in that sense. We're just there to make sure that Robin's progressing, that anytime he comes across an issue or something, we're there to try and talk it through and maybe come up with a solution for him, keep him on the pathway to success and make sure he doesn't wander too far off the pathway. Yeah. But I think just the DBA experience can be very rewarding for both the student and the supervisory team.
Okay. Well, listen, look, Robin, first of all, thank you so much. Robin, anything else you'd like to add? It's been a really useful conversation this morning.
I just want to add maybe one or two things.
Yeah, go ahead.
What we have here in place, this digital learning platform, this is just fantastic. It's excellent. It's cutting edge. There are only very few places in the world where you can do this. And I looked everywhere.
Okay.
But please keep it up, and please continue with it, because it's great.
Thank you,
It's
Robin.
a great way to do studying and to do a DBA.
Well, look, Robin, thank you for your time this morning. Okay, and for what's been a really, really interesting insight. Good luck with the rest of your studies. It sounds as if you're absolutely not just on track, but ahead of track. So well done for everything you've done so far, and good luck with the rest of your research and your time at Aston and beyond with your own family business. My two colleagues, Andrew and Anna, thank you very much for your time, guys, this morning. That's been a really useful insight into that student supervisor experience. And I wish you all the best, okay, going forward. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you.
Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.